Hello, welcome back to another District 75 AI tutorial. Today we're going to learn about Google Gemini and how to make simple apps with Google Gemini. So, as always, AI, while they are high-tech tools, they always require the human touch and us as educators to be in the lead. And please always remember to review all outputs for accuracy and bias. Never just use the outputs of these AI tools as is. Always remember to review to make sure it is correct and there is a review for bias. So let's get started. So Google Gemini allows you to make apps. And this app that we're making today is a sorting app. So we are going to, when we make these apps, they are living in the browser. Okay, so these apps are web-based, they are drag and drop. So it's not that you can export these apps in Google Gemini and have kids click on a link or a QR code. No, they're living in your Google Gemini browser. Also, remember the prompts? We did a little video on how to create good prompts. So some of your prompting or instructions you're giving to the Gemini tool could be, I'm a special education teacher. Please create a simple interactive drag and drop. So the first thing you're going to do, Google Gemini. Let's find Google Gemini. Again, Google Gemini is part of the suite of Google tools. You're going to be signed in to your New York City Public Schools email. I'm right here. I'm signed in my Chrome browser. Here is my Google Apps. I will click on the apps, click on the dots. As I'm scrolling down, you'll see this is Gemini, the AI Gemini tool. I will click on it. Launch my Gemini tool. As a quick review, the sidebar here shows all of your prior prompts and activities you did with Gemini. Here is your window where you will write your instructions to give to Gemini. Okay. So I've already gotten the instructions up and running, so I'm going to copy and paste. This is my instructions. So remember, with Google Gemini or any kind of generative AI tool, you give it a context. You're telling it what it is. So my context is that Gemini, you are a special education teacher. Okay? And then you're telling it what to do. Create a drag and drop clickable sorting game for a science activity that shows 15 living and non-living image-based items. And including in this activity is to add text to speech. So when students click on something, it's spoken to them. Add text to speech and English and Spanish translation, because I have in my class, and I'm sure in many of our classes, students whose language, English is not their first language. And I have some L learners who are Spanish is their primary language. So I included English to Spanish. It could be English to French, English to Creole, English to Chinese, whatever language you want, it will do that translation. I'm also telling it to add a progress bar to this activity and an audio chime visual when items are correct or incorrect. And I'm saying add text to speech to each item in the activity, including when a choice is correct or incorrect. Okay. Now with Gemini, when you want to make anything with apps, you're going to go to this section here where it says tools. You're going to click on the tools and a drop down menu will appear and you're going to click on Canvas. Canvas in Google Gemini is their coding app base feature. So when you click on Canvas, because if you don't click on Canvas, this will just give you kind of a lesson plan and give you an outline as to how to implement this. If you click on Canvas, you will literally have an app in your Google Gemini browser for students to click and interact with. So I'm going to click Canvas. I'm going to click Submit. The arrow right here is Submit. Notice it's creating the code. So I'm not going to say you don't have to worry about this, but Gemini is pretty good with the coding. What you will see is the preview of your game. Okay. I'm just zooming out here. So again, don't be fooled with the share button here. This share button is the code. So if you're a little bit advanced, you can share, meaning you're copying all of this code here. If you go to the share button, that share means you can copy all of the code, export that code to, say, because we are part of the family of Google tools, you can export it to the Google website that comes with the Google tools. And remember, just as a reminder, that this Gemini is, and since it's part of the Google suite of tools, it is IRMA approved. Okay. So now that you have your in-browser app, notice the microphone, science sorting game. It's in both English and Spanish. So you have a dog. The kids can come up to the smart board and drag it and say, well, is this dog, if you have English language learners whose language is Spanish, it has it here. They can click on it. Just increase the volume. And so they will drag this to, is this dog living or non-living? Sometimes, as you notice, it doesn't drag, right? So you will encounter this. Don't be afraid. Take a deep breath. You will have to now go back a little. Okay. At the side here is giving you what it did. Just to let you know, it's telling you, I created this activity as a sorting activity. It's giving you that it did speech. It's giving you that it gave correct and incorrect. Now, because the clickable and draggable is not working, you can now add further instructions. Make the game drag and drop. Okay. So you're just adding more details to clarify it. It doesn't mean that it won't work. Sometimes when you are making apps, this does happen. Okay, so it's good for you to see this. So here's what it's telling you. I will update the game to support the full drag and drop functionality. I'm adding event listeners with both mouse and touch. So it's giving you what it's doing to correct what it didn't do in the first time. So we're waiting. Notice it has reloaded. So this gives us the sense that we can now start. Let's see if it works. Drag. There we go. Drag.
Try again. Is chair living or non-living?
See that? I made a mistake deliberately. Chair is a non-living item.
Correct. Dog.
Now the dog.
Correct. Book.
Libro.
Correct. Toy car.
Now what if I make it incorrect?
Try again. Is toy car living or non-living?
So you see how it's prompting the students. It has text-to-speech for our audio learners. It has the images for our visual learners. It's a really great way to augment your instruction, creating this simple app. Again, even when you see errors or something doesn't work, you just in here, right? Just reprompt and add more instructions. You may even sometimes see it says console error, fix code. You are not worried about what the code, for the most part, is saying. You can just type in your instructions in plain English by saying fix the code error, reprompt so that is making it draggable. So you're telling it precisely what you want it to do. As a hint, too, some of these visual cues, touch support, say you're using this as maybe another example. Say you're using this where you want this is going to be on mobile devices. You can say, okay, make sure it's mobile devices, but for the most part, you may not really need to do all of that. This is just letting you know, again, right? If there's an error, you can fix it. Here is the
Toy car.
Carrito.
Okay, here is the instructions. I love that. See, I added a progress bar so it lets the students know they did 3 so far out of the 15. Okay, so that is a really quick, simple app that you can make with Google Gemini to support your instruction using Universal Design for Learning framework, which is really making it accessible for all learners through visual, through audio. Okay, so again, I hope you learned and hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. And I really would like you to, again, consider for every time we use these AI tools, please consider the environmental impact of using AI. For more information or provide feedback, please visit www.d75stem.com/AI. Bye now.